Princess Margaret's wedding, inside the lavish ceremony brought to life on the crown. Princess Margaret's wedding was one of the most lavish occasions in British history, featuring 20 wedding cakes, a 60-foot floral arch in the mall and a 30-meter dress train. When the Queen married Prince Philip in 1947, Britain was still in the depths of post-war austerity. Her Majesty was even forced to use ration coupons to buy her own wedding dress, a Norman Hartnell fit and flare dress with long sleeves, a 13-foot train, decorated with crystals and 10,000 seed pearls. But her sister had an altogether more lavish affair in a specular ceremony at Westminster Abbey on May 6, 1960. Princess Margaret and society photographer Antony Armstrong-Jones, later Lord Snowden, were married for nearly 2 decades before separating in 1976 and announcing their divorce 2 years later. Their wedding was one of the most iconic in British history, and their relationship anything but conventional. In the Netflix series The Crown, with the couple portrayed by Vanessa Kirby and Matthew Goode, it's clear the British photographer was not the usual royal marriage material. Amid speculation he was bisexual and had a child out of wedlock. Princess Margaret reportedly accepted his proposal a day after learning her former flame Peter Townsend intended to marry Marie-Luce Jamani, who was half his age. Margaret's engagement announcement, made on the 26th of February 1960, took the press by surprise as she had been careful to keep the romance a secret following her split from Townsend. Princess Margaret's marriage to Armstrong-Jones saw him become the first commoner in more than 400 years to marry into the royal family, in a move that shocked the nation. And their wedding was also the first televised royal wedding, paving the way for Princess Diana and Prince Charles, Prince William, and Kate Middleton, and soon Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Broadcast around the world to an estimated audience of 300 million. The Abbey was filled with 36 cameras and 3 miles of electric cable to film the occasion, with emergency backup microphones even hidden in the altar candlesticks. But it wasn't just the technology that made the special day a huge spectacle. Princess Margaret rode in the royal glass coach towards Westminster Abbey, passing 70-foot masts decorated with gold tassels, Tudor roses and monogrammed with their initials M.A. A 60-foot floral arch was also erected in the mall, which cost £3,000 and apparently wiped out the city's stock of roses, with Covent Garden Market's traders complaining all that were left were tulips. The decorations alone cost more than £20,000, the equivalent of almost £500,000 today, with the whole wedding costing more than the Queen's. Her silk organza wedding dress was designed by Norman Hartnell, a favored couturier of the royals, and featured a skirt comprised of some 30 meters of fabric. Adornments such as the crystal embellishments and beading were kept to a strict minimum in order to suit Margaret's petite frame. And she had 8 young bridesmaids, led by her niece Princess Anne. The Duke of Edinburgh escorted the bride, and the best man was Dr. Roger Gilliatt. But Princess Margaret was not able to outdo her sister on every front. She admittedly had 20 wedding cakes, but the largest weighed only 150 pounds, nothing compared to the Queen's 500 pounds show-stopping wedding cake. Following the ceremony, the newlyweds headed back to Buckingham Palace for a reception with some 1,000 guests, where they appeared from the balcony to the masses of fans below. Several people fainted after having waited more than 30 hours to see them. And after the extravagant party, the happy couple set sail that evening for their Caribbean honeymoon on the royal yacht Britannia. The couple had 2 children, Lady Sarah Chatto and David Armstrong-Jones, who became the 2nd Earl of Snowden. But it was not happily ever after. The princess and the high society photographer divorced in 1978. Armstrong-Jones went on to marry LO divorcee Lucy Lindsay Hogg in the same year. They divorced in 2000 after it was revealed that Armstrong-Jones, who was in his 60s at the time, had fathered a son with a magazine editor. He died at the age of 86 in January 2017.